Okay, here's our exhaust brakes. You see a piston here, 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 and here. So this one's either going to do 3 cylinders or 6 cylinders, depending on the switches. There's a wire for it. You can see this turns right here. There's a special procedure for setting these when you bolt them on. So you have to make sure this height is right. That sets on like so. It says C brake, Jacob's engine brake serial number. So these also have to be set. Notice these aren't in here. We have to adjust these to make them set right. Okay, it says bring these down hand tight. After we set the other side, we're going to go ahead and torque the bolts that go in there, loosen these, and retorque them. Okay, we basically tighten these down so they hit. Takes up the slack between the jake and the mounting point. And we start all our bolts back in with the washers on them. Okay, so we started all those in, they're hand tight. It says to back these off. Then we torque them to 23 and that's mounted. Kind of a different way of doing it. Torque that one. I like to work my way from the middle out. Jake engine brakes make all kinds of different brakes for different engines. So these are our adjustment screws. The lash on the exhaust brake is like 90 thousandths. It's huge. Finish torquing these. Check them. Torques to 23 foot-pounds. Now we also need to hook up our wires. Now we need to run these through in such a way that they don't get tangled. Keep them up on top, they shouldn't. Goes there and there, and then there's one more back here. That's the electrical hookup for the exhaust brake. Okay, this is where we're going to check our valve lash on 6. That's a huge one. So we do it 2, 4, 6. Move to 4. It goes down inside here. It's kind of a trick, but to set your jake, use this big thick one. It goes right in here, and this one's just right. We can set 2, 4, and 6 on when number 6 is on top dead center. Then we turn the engine back to top dead center number 1, and we set 1, 3, 5. Pretty straightforward setting those, but huge old 90 thousandths feeler gauge to do that. Okay, we're going to install the valve cover. It's got a rubber gasket, reusable. Got a bunch of 10mm bolts around the outside of it. Okay, it's got this rubber isolator that goes in there. Essentially, you run these down to 18 foot-pounds, and the valve cover is installed. I know my impact pretty good, so I can just do it this way. I really should get a torque wrench out, but that's how that goes. This cover for the timing marks took me a minute to figure out, but it basically screws in here. I don't know if I can get it started at a different spot. you have to get it pretty tight, because that won't work, obviously. That's where our oil fill would be. So put a pair of pliers on here and turn it.